Everyone, system update number 3 or 4. I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. So, what have I got new today? Let's get into it. I've got a new batteries, I've got a new inverter, and I've got a new solar array. So, let's have a look. So, I can't remember, I'm pretty sure I had 8 batteries last update. Because I did something a bit weird. I went and got 2, so I brought it to 10, and I was happy with 10. And then I thought, you know what? What's better than 10? 11. So I ordered an extra one. So that means that I started with 5, so up to here. So these bad boys have done, about 500 and change cycles, and still going strong. And I think they're at about 98% health, which is pretty cool actually. And then I went and bought, that was 5, and then I went and bought an extra one, which was 6, and then I went 7, 8 when I added them, and I went 9, 10, and then I went 11. So I've extended this quite a number of times. This is the benefits of the, these modular rack mount batteries, right? Is being able to do this. You might notice that I haven't put a gap in any of these. Look, I've been racking servers and doing IT for a gazillion years, and at the end of the day, the max temp these ever get is about 28 to 30 degrees, like even right in the middle. It doesn't need the gap in between for cooling or anything else, so it was just easier for me to add that in like this, especially with the weight and the height of this, putting them in, right? Bit of OH&S. And nothing else really to talk about. It's absolutely amazing. Haven't missed a beat for 17-18 months now. Awesome. Alright, now we move over. I have actually moved this, so I think last time I did this battery was actually in here. It's working a lot better now. So I found out, and you might remember I had a fire issue with the really dodgy cable. Even though it was the right thickness, it was just a crappy cable. I had that same cable on here. Now the reason obviously I'm not joining them together, and even the same when they were in here, is I couldn't fit it in long ways, so I couldn't use the bus bars. Now I should just get a normal bus bar, and I will, but for the meantime I just had that in there, and it was a dodgy cable. Same, like, right width and everything. So this is actually the good cable put on there, and I don't know what else I did. I just sort of moved it, but it's actually been discharging and charging a lot better than it was. So this is custom 15S battery using a 16S BMS, daily BMS, or Deli Green, sorry, same thing, and a 1 amp balancer. So everything's, yeah, that's running well. It's on wheels now, so I can roll it around. Way too heavy to cart around and awkward. And this is the new thing. So ignore that on top. I'm just doing a bit of surgery on my photon controller there that controls my fancy lights and the 2-wire start. But this is the new 6048 MT, I think it is, and all this is doing, that's not even on, so this is purely just being a solar charge controller at the moment. You might say, hey, that's a bit of a waste. No, it's not really, because when I needed something to be able to do at least 20 amps and 500 volts, there's very few things on the market at this price point that can do it, even just raw solar charge controllers. So if I look at, Victron solar charge controller that can do the exact same things, it was 3 times the price of this, with exactly the same, like a few little benefits, and obviously the software and some of the other things on the Victrons are awesome, but it was purely, man, I just need some extra charge. And the future plans for this is I'll have a switch here essentially. We'll have, this has got dual AC output. I only need one of them, but it's got dual, and that will go through the switch, so we can switch it on, and it'll come up in, then it will come up into here and go all the way to my switch box. So this will just be basically backup power. So for whatever reason, because look, having, you know, while this hasn't missed a beat yet, and it's flashing red because the batteries are under 20%, by the way, there's not actually an error. It's complex, right? If something goes wrong and you don't know what you're doing, or you're not familiar with it, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be hard to fix. So because I travel and wait for work or whatnot, I want to make sure that if something was to happen and it was, oh my god, what can we do, at least then I can say, hey, switch them all off, switch this switch, push this button, and you got at least 6 kilowatts, right? So it's sort of, it will be my backup power supply for the house, which will be able to, obviously 6 kilowatts is enough to run most things, so it should be right. So that's the plan for this thing. Now this has, I am going to rerun these wires. I just haven't worked out the best way to do it. They'll probably come down from there through there and around there or somewhere. Anyway, doesn't matter. It was just basically putting it together because I wanted to just make use of it rather than sitting around waiting for it to work. So anyway, it's connected to the new solar panels that I've got too. So let's go and check out those. Okay, it's pretty sunny out here, but here it is. So, check out my ghetto solar panel stands. I thought it was, I do need to do some cleaning up. These are only brand new, so I've got a bit of rubbish here to clean up. But I thought I'd reuse some of the old solar stuff. And look, this stuff's not going anywhere. It's just pallets, really. At the end of the day, pallets held up by old 200 amp hour solar batteries, sealed lead acid. The things weigh about 120 kilos each. They're not that heavy, but they're pretty fucking heavy. And it's got 5 of the Trinasolar 440 watt panels. So we've got the 5 here, and using proper mounting on it that you would use on any roof, really, on here. And this one's the same. So I need to have a look. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's been an impact here. Something's hit it. I'm not really sure what. Doesn't matter, it's still working for the time being. But these panels have actually been really good. They're relatively cheap too, like, you know, like 190 bucks a panel, brand new. And this one is a little bit better, as in I just used some old steel that was lying around the place to put it in, and an extra battery there. But yeah, so this gives me obviously 4.4 kilowatts worth of power, and I couldn't fit them on the roof because the roof already has 28 panels on it. Can't fit any more. Well, no more north facing anyway. And so put them out here. Obviously, plenty of space out of the way, and facing in the right direction that we want it to. And so these run all the way back up into that new inverter, or solar charge controller, really. So now it gives me about 44 kilowatt hours worth of batteries altogether. Obviously 11 3.5s, and then I've got the 6 kilowatt, or just slightly less than 6 kilowatt custom battery pack down there, and 16 kilowatts of solar altogether. I've got the 20 original ones, which were 380 watts. I got the 8 500 watts Trinasolars, and then I've got the 10 440 watt running to it as well. So yeah, it should be, hopefully the extra one will help us through the winter time, just that little bit extra to come in. And obviously the new inverter, because I didn't need any more output. I got 15 kilowatts. 15 kilowatts is more than enough. What I needed was additional charging to the batteries. Right, so yeah, it's working pretty well. Until next time, stay safe out there. Hope you enjoyed. See you, bye.